Welcome into our thoughtful inspection of the adventures of Leobold and Murty, the Jungle Jamboree. It's a children's book about the adventures of Murty, the mouse, and Leobold, the lion, and it takes place in the fantasy realm of Wiggleberry Vale.
It has lots of rhyming verse and whimsical adventures.
So how are we going to approach this?
We'll unpack these stories and look at whether they're a good fit for young readers.
Sounds good. I'm interested to see what makes this book tick. So, let's jump right in with the first adventure. Leobold meets Murty.
This is where we meet the main characters. Murty, this tiny but spirited mouse who lives in a teacup colored in hues of blue. We then have Leobold, the lion, who wears a fancy monocle.
Right from the start, you can see this unusual friendship. They live in Wiggleberry Vale and are surrounded by wimple-wumple trees, yawning flowers, and all sorts of other whimsical things.
I'll bet that playful language is going to capture a child's imagination. Then, in the next story, Murty rescues Leobold, and we see their friendship grow.
Now, you wouldn't expect a tiny mouse to save a lion, right? But Leobold gets caught in a hunter's net and Murty shows incredible courage, setting him free.
That's a cool twist. It shows that bravery comes in all sizes.
Then things get really fun at the Jungle Jamboree when Leobold gets invited to this big jungle party. But he has a problem. He can't dance.
So Murty steps in to teach him this weird dance called the Paw-Pat-Boogaloo. Can you imagine a lion doing it?
The humor in this story is undeniable. It's the kind of thing that would just get kids giggling.
Next, we have the river journey. Murty and Leobold build a boat made of giggly wood and set off down the Rickety-Rackle River.
Then they go over a waterfall and find a hidden underwater world filled with glowing caves and corals. In one, they find a treasure chest with a star map inside, making the adventure about exploration and discovery.
Next, we have the Dragon's Gem. Here they climb the mountains, tall and grand, up the zigzaggy trail. They then meet a wise old goat named Zephyr, who tells them about a gem that brings dreams to life. But beware! It's guarded by a sleeping dragon.
A sleeping dragon. So we have both fantasy and danger. So Murty and Leobold get the gem, but not by force. They win the dragon over with kindness when they tell it that the gem will be used to bring their town's dreams to life.
Then we end with the desert's heart. Here Murty and Leobold journey into a desert vast and wide, searching for the Great Dune. There they encounter Sir Pricklepants, a talking cactus, visit a glass town with beetle townsfolk, and eat a meal of dewdrops and sandseed cake.
So what adventure do they find in this desert when searching for the Great Dune?
A wise snake named Sisler leads them to the desert's heart gem that's hidden in the Cave of Despair. They narrowly escape when the cave collapses.
So many unique settings and challenges. It's great for keeping young readers engaged, and each story introduces new characters with themes of friendship, cooperation, and courage.
I noticed that too. From a child development perspective, what makes this book so appealing? Is it that young children love rhythm and rhyme?
Yes, absolutely. The simple language in this book, especially the rhyming verse, makes it perfect for reading aloud.
I can see that. These stories tap into the sense of wonder and adventure that children have, and there's no violence or scary content, so it's a story you could feel comfortable reading to your child.
Obviously, it creates a safe space for them to use their imagination, and they're also learning about positive values such as kindness and bravery.
I agree. The stories are presented in a way that even the youngest kids can understand. So, my question to you is, what can we as adults learn from them? How can we bring a little bit of that childlike wonder back into our own lives?
I think it's about seeing the world with fresh eyes. A little whimsy can go a long way.
So, it's been fun exploring this book, and that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the whimsical world of Leobold and Murty.
Well said. So, on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into Volume 1 of The Adventures of Leobold and Murty. Thanks for joining us, and remember, never stop exploring, never stop learning, and never be afraid to embrace a little nonsense along the way.